All right. Good morning, coffee and confidence today. Okay, ladies, so we are on this precipice of such an amazing time. And so bear with me. I can hear the acoustics are a little bit different than what I'm used to. So if I'm a little echoey, I will work on that. But I am in the new space and it's absolutely amazing. So if you are local and in town, please come by. The address is 512 Main Street in Diamond Springs, and I'm in Suite 2. So my hubby put in an amazing amount of time and work in painting and putting in brand new floors, and we've replaced things in the bathroom, and I'm just so excited. So welcome to the studio. It is the Wildflower Wisdom Studio, where all things wisdom. Bring yourself in, bring your experience, bring your knowledge, bring your questions. So we'll be meeting from here from now on. It's pretty awesome. So anyway, I still have a little crazy to tuck back in, but yes, I'm still having coffee. The coffee shop is right across the street. And it's organic. Um, so while we're gonna talk about things like sustainability, and we're gonna continue on with all of the holistic wisdom that we have available to us, that we're just at this point of so many changes in the world. And here's the truth: you can embrace those changes in a very positive or a very negative manner. So it is really how you do it. And on our coffee and confidence weeks, we're gonna jump into. I'm gonna offer some affirmations for self-healing, and we do talk about the soul coaching cards, which I just love. They just bring things front and center. But today, since we're talking about new, we just had the strawberry moon. Beautiful. I love the strawberry. And look, it's the moon. So cute. We've also had a solar eclipse. And with the new moon on June 10th, which was yesterday, it's a cycle that brings up, they call them sweet possibilities, right? Strawberries are the sweetest. And they're so in season right now. My CSA box is amazing and overflowing with the berries. So named after the season's ripening strawberries, the moon beckons to us to look for opportunities that are ready for picking. How will you nourish yourself with healthy treats in the days ahead? And that doesn't necessarily just mean food. An intention to inspire. I'm ready to take a bite out of life, pursue opportunities, and take more risks. So there you go. I love the colors too. Apparently this is kind of a color scheme. The color in here that I chose, this purple, this flower girl color, is so close to the one when my daughter was born that I decorated her room with. It just was interesting because it's all of that energy is coming back in and around. Okay, ladies, so what are we talking about? With all of this new opportunity, with all of these things coming in and alongside, so many women are coming to me with, I'm ready for my spiritual side. I don't need to work as much on the physical. We know what to do. This is not something that I don't tell everybody every time they come into my office. You already know what to do. So why aren't you doing it? Everyone knows to eat healthy or healthier, whatever that definition is for you. Everyone knows they should move. Everyone knows they should have some relaxation. Those are the big three. I've spent the last 20 years, can see them better over here, on the big three. That is nutrition, that is movement, and that is stress management. They don't sound very exciting when you label them out that way, but that's at the foundation, those lower chakras. We're working on all of that balance and that power, when we're looking at the energy of the chakras, we still have to get grounded. We still have to touch in on what's happening. But now we're moving into the upper development. If we're connected to the earth, so remember, we've talked about the difference between just the 7 chakras, which are pretty powerful, and the opening up of the 12 chakras, which includes the earth star and the above, and the meridians that go along with that, the dream of wells, and all of these things that are opening up in our energetic bodies as well. So it's really time to bring all of that together, ladies. If you still are working on balancing hormones, especially with some of the things that are going on, a lot of women are still finding imbalances in their cycles. Their emotions are a little bit out of control. Their gut is changing and they're feeling, a lot of discontent might be the word. A lot of it's anxietal. And we know there's a brain here as well as our brain here. We're feeling the brain and the gut right now. We have some very simple, very effective kinds of programs, 30, 60 days, to help you get in and reset that. If that is you, sorry, I'm going to stretch out here. We have a nice fluffy blanket, but sometimes I have to move around a little. We have some programs for you on that on Women Rocking Wellness, and some of them are going to be in a group setting, and some of them are going to be at your own pace. And I'm still taking consultations, and now I'll be doing them here. But that's really where your motivation is. If I go in and align 4 times a year, I go in and align myself. I look at what I'm eating, I look at where my energy is, I look at my physiology, I get on the body comp scale and look at what's going on with that. It's not about body comp as much as it is how hard is my body working, so that on the physical side, so that my mental, emotional, and energy sides are able to come alongside that. I want that harmony and that flow, right? We've got this harmony and flow within us. So if it's difficult to think about where am I now, break it down into the seasons and then just kind of start working with what comes up for you. Intuitive eating is really the ultimate goal. Knowing what you need when you need it. Listening to your body, listening to what's going on in your heart, your emotions. The brain, once we manage the chaos of the monkey mind, now our ego works with us. It's just super cool. Okay, so let me get into the energy. So today, I know what I wanted to talk about. All right, so I love Sark, if you guys have ever read her. She's a little on the wild side. There's a lot. This is a much older book. Everybody changes. Everybody has new stuff or has stuff presented in a different way. So in this book, it's called Succulent Wild Woman, Dancing with Your Wonderful Self. And when I came across her, I was definitely not my wonderful self. And some of the things she recommends in here I felt were selfish and a stretch. Like, why would I give myself time? We now know this to be forms of self-love, self-care, and necessary to be the whole woman that we were meant to be. And so if you have trouble with that, this is just great. I'm going to integrate some of her little things in here because they're just amazing. I think she has a deck, like one of these kind of decks, card decks now, and some different things. But I bought this book. It's like $5 on thrifty books or something. Or I love shopping the used bookstore. That's one of my favorite places. So, celebrating being a succulent wild woman. There is a juicy in all of us, ladies. And that has to do with being full. When I think of my cells, because I look at cells for the last 20 years, right? Under the microscope, the cells that are juicy and full and healthy and moving and flowing and bouncing are truly vibrant. And that's what we're looking at, that vibrance. It means living fully, richly, rarely, and reveling in the ordinary and extraordinary moments. And I think sometimes, gals, we get stuck by thinking that every moment is extraordinary or should be based on what we see externally, right? Like the gal with her, fancy book cover, or this program we see. So many things online have just distorted how we feel. Come in, touch the earth, the walls, what's around you. Get offline. I know we're online now, but get offline and create that touchstone for you. Oh, I didn't bring it over. So a few years ago, I was in a wellness leadership program, and one of my tasks was to create a walking stick, a meditation stick. And I will have to pull that out next time, or maybe I'll pop it up as a picture under the post here. But I had to pick a stick long enough to walk with. I did find a pretty decent sized one. It's like a hiking stick. And then you decorate it. And you decorate it with you. So mine has many different things, from feather to ribbon to, I have a bracelet, some jewels on there, and it's just these things that have been in my life that contribute to this process, to this journey. So I encourage you, maybe you're not a walker, maybe you're in the city, maybe you're not going to take a stick around with you, but what is that with you? You can touch every day, and it brings in and balances your energy. So the extraordinary moments are the ordinary moments. And then you have the extraordinary moments, and they're very different. It's pretty amazing. Don't always have to create them. They are you. You are a co-creator in this world. So these thought processes, this being gives you permission and calls out for you to play. One of the things I'm hearing a lot of is, I'm not in touch with my spiritual side. I want to grow that more. I want to be in touch with it. I want to have more fun. I haven't felt like I can have fun. And a lot of that is some fear programming that we have been called to collectively. We don't have to participate in it. We don't have to. We can live our lives fully. We can be happy. And we can also experience the greatest joys and the deepest sorrows. It isn't one or the other all of the time. To live fully, you're going to have to reach and touch both ends of that spectrum. That might mean a lot of pain over here. But pain doesn't mean 10 years of living, apparently there's a liver comment coming up, of living in sorrow and living in suffering, right? It doesn't mean that. So, and we'll dive into that a little bit more in the future. That was a big lesson for me. We must live untamed, juicy, and abundantly as women. And if we share our stories, we will have many telepathic companions for the journey. We are all riding creative cycles. And that is so true, especially right now. Big energy, right? Full new moon in Gemini. Lots of big masculine, yang kind of stuff. The feminine and the masculine balance each other. So it's great because the journey is full of fear, pain, love, shame, wonder, ecstasy, luck, daring, and marvelous imperfections, ladies. Marvelous imperfections. All right. Let's talk about, because today's going to be a little shorter. I love my longer ones with you gals, but there is possibly a puppy in my future. So Here we go. Yeah. So cute. New energy. All right. Speaking of energy in affirmations for self-healing, we're going to talk about that today. I wish I could memorize everything, but the things that roll off my head if you're standing in front of me talking, we have those talks. Otherwise, I need some cues. Energy is ours, and not energy is ours, not when we hoard our strengths, but when we devote it willingly, joyously toward the attainment of that which we deeply believe. And if we're not sure what we deeply believe yet, it's just time to explore that, ladies. You know your truth comes up and you know it. There's excitement in it. There's creation in it. That is like in the third plane of existence, of the 4 planes of existence. And things come in and you're so excited to be in your own life, whatever comes for you. All right, faith and energy go hand in hand. If you have deep faith in what you are doing, you can move mountains. Energy is always highest when one's cause is just. And I just want to comment on that. So a cause is something I have to work with in my head, because early on in my years, I believed in the causes. And then I found out what was behind the causes. And I was very bewildered and disappointed because I was participating in something I didn't believe in. On the outside, it looked like it was the right thing. But when I really got into it, so when we talk about a cause, think about what it is that you're supporting and understand through and through. There are good causes, but just making sure that we're not out there parroting, but we're actually participating and we're willing to exchange our life force and our energy for that which is for the greater good overall. All right, that's my 2 cents. This greater one's faith, the greater his willpower, and the greater his willpower, the greater his flow of energy. So I'm going to leave you with an affirmation today. Within me lies the energy to accomplish all that I will do. Behind my every act is God's infinite power. I think that was pretty good. All right. So here we are, Strawberry Moon. How cool is that? I just love it. And Succulent Wild Woman. So did we hit it? Your crazy is showing. You might want to tuck that back in. Do you feel like there's a lot of that out there, ladies? So I'm going to thank you for joining me here at the Wildflower Wisdom Studio. And yeah, come on in. We are going to do some daily meditations in here. You can join us online. We're going to put them online. When I say we, I mean me and Ramona River, who is my partner in here. And we are here to create, to heal, to align, and to clear. Not in that order. It should be clear, heal, align, and create. If I were to do it right. And that is what we plan to share going forward. All right. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. It is Friday. It is the weekend. And Friday is all about love. All right. Cheers. Woo, I don't know how to turn off my... I have this cute little... Someday, ladies. I doubt it. I will always be who I am. So... have a wonderful weekend.